Hey, what's up, guys? So over Saturday we got an ARG and I got fourth place, top four. Lost out obviously in top eight. So this is what I played. It's just a Chaos Breaker deck. It's pretty fun.
Or wait, no, she wasn't.
It's a sweet metal.
She had her. She
just
looked like
that was
she's
for last
pregnant,
year winning
but she's
videos.
carrying
Anyways, let's just get right into it. I'll go over some stuff. This is pretty much what I played. It's legal for this week. And then Stargate comes out, and I'll go over some Stargate theory with you guys, just so you guys have something to work with later on, and have some a framework, I guess, to play with. So we'll just get right into it. First is Starvader Carbon. I really like this starter because using like Yu-Gi-Oh terms, it's an E-Tailor to get you to Zinc, and your Counterblast is so important in this deck that you really need to get your Counterblast and Soul as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Carbon, it's just a really good card, and if you're playing anything else, like, you gotta have a really good reason, but Carbon...
Yeah, Carbon's just, like, so insane. It gives you a free soul. Pretty much, like, with Zinc, you get 3 souls and 2 counter charges, which is really good. Next, 4 heals. I sold my Lacuses, so pretend these are Lacus. You will be playing 4 of the new heal whenever Stargate comes out. But this is, like, pretty cool. Sometimes I would even just call, like, whatever the G-Guard's name is, I believe it's, like, this one. I still don't know all their names yet. I'm still, like, relatively new to it. But sometimes I would just, like, call this out just so I can Soul Blast one and get a free counter charge in. It was pretty good. I don't miss playing the non-Starvader one, even though it doesn't have Starvader name. You can still counter blast it for, like, I believe Universe says any of them. Yeah, it's just like any of them, so you can just counter blast with Universe. Next up, just 12 crit.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and tell them why we play 12 crit down here.
Alright, so
You need draws, don't you?
Will, shut your mouth.
Your deck draws by itself. Like, you pretty much have a pot of greed per turn. Like, every turn you draw 2. At the end phase, your Crisis retire and you draw 2. 12 crit helps put a lot of pressure, and with draw triggers, you also deck out, which has been a huge problem for me, especially against like decks I can grind like Luard, and I guess to a point even like the mirror match, like you'll just be playing a grind game in that time. You don't want to deck out. But the 12 crits help put a lot of pressure, especially for like Overlord. You swing your Vanguard first, and if you hit 2 crits, you put them on each of them. So they have to have 2, I guess like the G-Guard, whatever his name is, just like pop a card when it swings. It just helps.
Denial Griffin.
Yeah, Denial Griffin. It helps like play through that. Like, your stuff's gonna get topped anyway. Overlord's one of your hardest matchups, so.
And make sure now, because you have 12 Starvader crits, so like make sure you play all Starvader crits.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to not be able to do something.
Yeah, don't be a weeb and play like some weird like lolly.
Yeah, your favorite crit.
We're trying to win. 4 PGs. Yikes, did I mess this up? Yeah, I did. 4 PGs. Draws you a card really good. It's just standard. Like, there's not much to really talk about it. I guess you play this over the other one just so like you can draw 3 per turn instead of 2. That's about it. 4 Stride Fodder. Probably my favorite Stride Fodder in the game right now, just because like you can Soul Blast one and Search for Chaos, and this comes up a lot, especially when you're playing close post Stargate, so you can search for your closes for your Deluge plays.
Oh yes, oh yes. So good, so good, so good.
Oh yeah. 4 Zinc. Zinc is so important in this deck. I just played 4. I guess you can say 5 since you play Carbon, since like it counts as like a 5th copy, so you can tutor from your deck.
Yeah.
And this is so important. Like, if I open 2, I'm not mulliganing back in the deck. You need to have a play every single turn, and this ensures you have a follow-up play.
Oh yeah, especially because you're gonna be playing. You're playing, then you freaking somebody pops your Carbon, and you're like, oh well.
Yeah, like you don't want to have a turn where you don't have Soul or Counterblast, or else you just lose. Next up is 1 Vote Line and 1 Shiny Boy.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, so this is for when you go second, and this is for when you go first. Like, if you already have multiple Zincs in hand, you can just like tutor this out. A fun trick to do is like when you swing with this behind like a Molybden or something, I don't know, like Photon, when they read it, you just go, it's a rare and has Starvader in its name, because they don't really consider like how impactful that Omega Lock is. Because like once you get an Omega Lock off, it allows like your photons to go through without using your Vanguard skills first.
Right.
And just like increases your increases the amount of things you can do that turn without wasting resources. You play this when you go second because it's an 11k booster and it makes your Molybdens actually hit something. Really good, and Omega Locks as well. Like, I would play like 2 and 2 if I get to be guaranteed to go second every time, but we're not. So we play 1 and 1. You can tutor it out with Carbon when you need it.
That's fair. That's fair.
We play 4 of these instead of Strange. So the debate was like, Strange does get a boost when they have a lock card or something.
Right.
On top of that, it's like,
I think
when it
it's Strange. Yeah, when it swings, if they have 2 or more lock cards, that's when the effects are active.
yeah.
So.
Which is like kind of subpar in my opinion. Yeah, the boost is cool, but this deck isn't swinging for like big columns. That's not the goal of this deck. Like, you want to lock everything before the battle phase. So when you go into Deluge, it makes your Deluge turns infinitely better because you can like lock a card over here and lock another card, and you can call it a Photon, lock a card, and that way they're forced to like summon to these rearguard circles instead of just calling it over, which is the issue with Strange that I've had, because like you wait till you swing and they've already called over the cards you would lock for your Deluge plays, and I feel like Deluge is like the most important stride turn that you have in order to start a game. And then 4 of Armadillo guy who's gonna get cut. This card's really good. It gets around resist units, but only if you have more lock cards on their board. The boost is cool. It can swing at Vanguards on its own. It's really about it. I don't like how it gives them a monster from the grave and you're forced to crisis retire it if they call like a starter or something really important that they've been missing.
Yeah, also something to be careful of also that really throws me off with that card is when people I was playing, who was I playing against? I was playing against Nubatama. Yeah, so when I called the card back, some kind of way, it had an effect. No, it wasn't Nubatama. I can't remember what deck it was. It was probably Kyle and Luar with his shenanigans. He called a card, then he called another card, so it was like he got a free card. It was just,
When you call it globulated, it cannot get its skills because it's called as a lock card.
Yeah.
Well, no, but if it unlocks, I can't remember the deck because Shadow Paladins can't unlock. I don't remember, but
Messiah.
yeah, it might have been Messiah. It was Messiah. I was playing Blake. It was Messiah. Yeah. So he unlocked it, and then in turns, because he unlocked it, he used another skill, and because he used that skill, he got another card. And I was like, okay, well, you know what?
Yeah.
Gave him a free card.
Yeah, that happens. I'm cutting this, which I'll go over later for like post Stargate Theory. We play 4 Maleficents. I think this card is just insane. It's not GB restricted. Ensures that your universe plays actually log their front rear guards.
Oh yeah.
Like opening this and just like first turn, especially even like when you don't stride. Like let's think about this deck. They're not like GB restricted aside from the Axe Boy, whatever his name was.
Max.
Yeah, so it makes like going first really good in this deck, especially this. Like I love this card.
Left is very.
Also helps with deluges. Like you want to make sure their deluges, when you deluge them, since they pick the circles, you want to make sure they don't put it over lock cards or cards that would be locked already.
Right.
So that's why like another reason to play Photon. 3 Chaos Breaker and 4 better Chaos Breaker. I'm playing 3 because your grade 3 rides are so important in this deck. I thought about like cutting 1 and having like a flex spot for something. I don't really know what it would be. I guess like another Mananax because you lack a lot of grade 1s in this deck. But you need 3 just to like ensure that you can stride all the time. It also makes your stride fodder plus as well. Like if you ditch your stride fodder for a deluge play, soul last one, add 1 of them, your deluge is pretty much free because you added a free card just by striding. That's why I play 3 and 4. Next up is extra deck. The other boy. 4 universe, like most of this extra deck is like very staple. You just play 4. That's pretty much your first stride until post Stargate happens. 4 Goo Ball. I don't really go into this as much as I thought it would. It's really good for a grind game when you're just like trying to lock their board over and over again. By the way, I went in a time for like 6 to 7 rounds, and Glue Ball helped me win through like every single one. I went in time because I don't know what every card in Vanguard does yet. I'm still like relatively new, so I'm just like
we're converting it from Yu-Gi-Oh slowly.
Yeah,
slowly but for sure. We're trying to get him there.
Dude, like I'm so like scared of like what cards do. I'm just like vanilla effect trigger. What does it do? What's the flavor text on it? Like 3 Deluge. I think Deluge is like the most insane stride in this deck. A lot of people argue with like 2, and some like really insane people argue 1.
Oh god.
3 Deluge is absolutely.
We want to win though.
Yeah.
They tried to argue 1.
Yeah, some dude was like trying to argue 1 Deluge. He's like, you should win that turn. I'm like, this deck doesn't win in like 1 turn.
No.
It's a control deck.
Yeah, like you lower their ceiling until they can't play, and then you like hopefully swing with Glue Ball for game. 1 of these for the mirror match. It's okay. 1 Lacus because we played 1 heal trigger. You know, I'm not even gonna pull it out. Just rewind the video if you want to
Yeah,
look
'cause
at
it's
it.
coming out anyway.
Yeah, and like pretty good. It's really good to combo these two together, solely because like you can Lacus them and then you call a Destiny Guardian, pop the card or lock your own rear guards and then like
Unlock your own rear guard or get rid of something important. Yeah.
free shield. I played this instead of the Crate Elemental. I forgot the name of it. Well, actually, I just straight up don't know the name of it. It's like some half fire, half ice guy. Shoto from My Hero. So like he says, Soul Blast 1 discard from your hand, and then it gains 5k for every 2 cards in your opponent's hand. I played this instead just to help like draw into more stuff. It's pretty nice. I enjoyed this. I did miss the Cray Elemental for like Great Nature matchups, Lord matchups, etc., etc. Whatever has like really big hands and swings really big. It's pretty much like the deck I played. I don't regret like too many things I played in here. I feel like a lot of it was right. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go into like post Stargate theory. So like
these cards are
the cards that we cut, in my
this
opinion,
one's not, but these,
would be, of course, these.
Oh, bleh.
We still keep the Meleptins, so I should probably turn this around. We keep the Meleptins in because like Meleptin close and Deluge hits for see Deluge 2, 1 close, 1 Meleptin. If you have 2 close, you hit for 5 cards and you lose your hand. We cut these easy. Like, we cut the Volt line. I think that was it. Yeah, it's like big cards. Like, I'm still testing around with this deck, but so far I've like cut those for because I know a lot of you will be watching this, and by the time you watch it, you're probably like prepping this like deck up for a locals or getting ready for Stargate and trying to see if there's like some skeleton list you can play. But I pretty much cut these for this card, which is absolutely insane.
Oh, it's so good.
It is.
Oh god.
This card is so crazy. So
Now, because it reduces the amount of counterblast used, why would you not drop a couple of Meleptin instead of all close?
because Meleptin,
Like it. But all right. Well, first off, the
For the sake of the video.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
That
curious.
question. We had this conversation already.
I was about to say, I was like, yo, like, are you even a Link Joker player? Like, yo.
So Meleptin, the reason why you still play 4 and 4 of these, Meleptin rips a card out of their hand. You're gonna be running into so many resist units coming up. Like you need to rip their cards out of their hand and force them to put them over resist units.
Especially Asha.
Yes.
Oh god.
Asha is that like weird wheat deck with plants. I don't know. I'm still like new to Vanguard. I just know like.
But Meleptin does not get over resistance.
Yeah, Meleptin doesn't get over resist, so you call it to an open circle, and then this or did I lose my closes? No. Or this will like force them to call over to
Yeah.
a resist unit. This also puts such an insane amount of pressure
Oh yeah.
on top of that.
Oh, go ahead and give him that effect real quick though.
Oh man,
That bad boy.
This is an essay. Auto rear guard, Soul Blast 1, and retire this unit at the end of the turn. You may pay the cost, and if you do, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and locks it. It never comes up because you lock their whole board beforehand. GB2 rear guard. Counterblast 1, when this unit attacks with your Vanguard with Chaos in its name, you may pay the cost. If you do, your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand, and he or she may put it on rear guard as a lock card. If he or she did not, you may draw a card, and this unit gets plus 10,000 until the end of battle. I prefer it when they choose not to actually put down one, because you get to draw a free card, and they're wasting that card on blocking anyway, which is really insane, because this thing alone is a 19k beat stick.
Oh god.
And if you have it paired up with a Axe Boy, he becomes 30k, I believe.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, 30k.
yeah, so like, it's better to just like give to yourself than to take away your opponent. I know that's like completely contradictory to the deck this whole deck is, but this adds such a great aggro turn along with your glue balls.
Oh dear god, the glue ball turn.
Yeah, the glue ball with this is just like
Yeah,
insane.
because post Stargate, you actually get to use glue ball. Like, like you get to be like, oh, I'm about to glue ball now. Like,
That rivals the rear guard power that the blue art strike puts out.
Yeah, it's really insane. So I'm playing 3 clues right now. Reason is that you already struggle with a lot of grade 1s, and since you're still playing 4 the Stride Fodder, you can search it out for your Deluge turns, which is really good. I may play 4, but at the moment I'm playing 3. solely because like this searches is out, and you don't want to clunk your hand with too many grade 3s.
Yo, the only reason I'm playing, I'm not playing 4 is because my other one's on the way. But honestly, I think I might cut it down to 3. That way I can bump up my leptin back up to 4. So like,
Yeah, Meleptin's like really good for like these kind of turns.
oh yeah, because I run 3 Meleptin and then I run 4 of the new guy. So
What's
that's.
y'all's opinion on trying to find a spot for a third Metnax?
Metnax.
I mean, he's not that relevant.
I'm still playing 1 at the moment. Still testing Metnax.
Because
though.
like
I'm using 2 Metnax instead of a Volt.
I'm cutting the vote line.
yeah, that's gone, man.
Vote line's gone. Like this thing's a rare. Like, it's gone. Like we play shiny cards.
Hey.
Except for this time. I'm putting this in and cutting the vote line. So because like this deck has such a hard time with Victor and Aqua Force.
Oh yeah.
Like like this deck likes a side deck, so or this game I guess likes a side deck. So your main deck really matters when you're going into a tournament. So like I want to main deck one of these because you have such a big like draw power you can draw into this, and you don't want to like call this out like on your grade 2 ride. Like you want to wait till like the second stride phase of their turn, I guess. Stride first, and then like you go into this. You just leave it on board and force them to play around this.
With the exception of when you're playing Victor, you want to have it out on their first stride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victor, you want to.
Yeah, you see winning champ Victor coming your way. You definitely want to play that. That
Yeah.
screws the whole play up completely.
Like this card's very good, and you're just gonna pray to draw into it at one point. As far as like changing up the G zone, 2 Altanis for
Oh,
these 2.
oh.
It doesn't really matter if you play 3 universes, but for the sake of OCD, you play 2. It's pretty good. Like you have 2 different first strides now. Like if you're staring down like. If a deck rushes you and they fill up all the rearguard circles, you can't really universe them because it can't call over a unoccupied.
Yeah, it has to be open.
Yeah, so that's why you go into this. Or if you play against like a bunch of resist units, you can just call this down.
And plus, just plus for no reason. Just,
Yeah, you just like draw 2, which is insane.
just draw 2. Like, yeah, hey, well,
For anybody that's played Luard, that reminds me a lot of Orgeyser and Orgeyser Doom.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like, if you call this out and you Soul Blast 1, select up to 2, just look up the card on Google. You're on your computer right now or phone, just Google it. It's on the side. Hit
It's
tab or
just
something.
it's a soul blast,
Yeah.
and you flip a card with universe, so you can flip an old universe or itself. Either way,
Yeah.
just depending on the matchup. But it pretty much says if they can't lock 2 cards, you draw 2, and you get to give 2 units plus
yeah.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, and it can even include self, but like I like giving it to him because then it
Oh,
makes
yeah.
him able to hit a Vanguard without actually counterblasting. And it makes your Meleptins kind of bigger. I think it's like kind of irrelevant in a way because like even 10K.
Yeah, 10K.
Meleptin,
Yeah, it really
so,
doesn't. Yeah.
But this makes like these turns so much better. You have 2 first tries now, so against like decks like nuke their board or to keep like unoccupied circles for this, which is really nice to have because the deck was like so linear when you first tried.
Even if you're playing a deck that nukes its board, the new stride is still a good choice if they have no field for the simple
Yeah.
fact that it can recover your hand if you just had to deal with a huge attack.
Yeah,
You
you like
search land.
you draw like pretty good amount in this deck. I cut the random guy for this one because
Oh,
he's shinier.
she's so good.
She's pretty good. Like I only play 1 of it because decks with like so many resists now and people playing around it. You counterblast 1, you lock a card in the back row and it gains +5 shield. This goes a 1-off in my opinion. I'm still playing. This would be like my G-Guard lineup, just 4 G-Guards. I want to cut this for the Stark. I don't own one yet. Yeah, you can get. Cut this for the Stark. Because in their mirror match, even though you have locked rear guards, your main boy does so much now that you can just make it more Vanguard eccentric and actually like depend on your rear guard so much. Like he's still good. If you can find room, just like leave it in the comments. I'm very curious on like everyone's G-Zone lineups, especially if you can fit this and a Stark into your deck. I'm still sold on like the Triple Deluge. Triple Deluge is insane.
I mean, honestly, because your second stride to lose is kind of like just to set them up. It softens them up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the next one, that's the one that usually gets it. Like, and if it doesn't, you just glue ball.
Easy.
And
And then-
especially now with Deluge combined with Meleptin and Close, you can drop 5 cards from their hand in a turn potentially.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how you do that. So you need obviously your good Vanguard. You need this. You need 2 of these. If you only have 1, I believe you hit 4 cards, but you just need. Wait, they all look the same to me. It's like the actual unit.
You're looking for clothes, right?
Yeah, it's in here somewhere. Or maybe I lost it already.
Mine's easier to get to. Right here.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You need two. You need Crisis on Vanguard, 2 clothes, and then a deluge.
Yeah. Thank you. Alright, so you go into this guy. I'm gonna try to do it backwards. Kind of annoying. You stride into Deluge. Use the on-stride skill, Soul Blast 1. So you lock 1 card from their board. We'll use this as like a representation.
And that card comes from their hand due to Close's discard for stride ability.
Yeah, so you hit 1 right there. I'm not gonna put them in any order just to show you like how many cards you hit as you're watching. And then you call them a Lepton. Counterblast 2, call another card from their hand as locked. So you hit 2 so far. You activate Deluge and you discard this. You Soul Blast 1. Deluge hits for 2. So and then your close will hit for the final 1. And then you lock their entire board. The best part about locking their board is really how many cards you just depleted from their hand. You depleted 5 whole cards from their hand, which really helps against like decks that you punish decks that don't really keep up with their hands, and you won't even need them left if they're down to like 4 cards, which is like super crazy to me. And you just swing, and then like on their stride turn, if they have the stride fodder, they draw 3 cards. And even if they do, you just deluge again. You rip 2 cards out of their hand. They can't block your boys, especially if you have. Yeah, I really need to keep track of my stuff. Oh, there's my clothes. Cool. You can have these back. I don't want to
there you go,
lose them. Thank you. Especially if you have this and you loop like 5 cards out of their hand, you swing. They're first of all, like they can't.
They can't do it, so you get your effect automatically. So you plus, then you get plus 10k for free.
Yeah,
it's great.
Now,
It's
if you're
really
feeling
insane.
ballsy, you can also play another Maleficent to yank, because Deluge
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to guarantee yank 1 of the lock cards
Yeah.
2 damage if they're not a 5. So you can pull a 6 card out of their hand if you feel like putting the resources
Yep.
to it in a turn.
Easy. You just like free damage, free hand loops. That's what I like. Even though I moved from Yu-Gi-Oh to Vanguard, I'm still playing like degenerate hand loop stuff. It
Hey,
doesn't
man.
matter. Oh.
Let's not talk about degenerates, man.
Yeah.
I play Link Joker and Victor. Like,
You talk about degenerate. Have
Yeah.
Victor.
but I've been playing Victor like before this new stuff. I didn't even know it was gonna be this good. They said that like because Victor was gonna get good last time, but you know it really didn't. But now,
This news
easy tier 0.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But this has been my homie Noman. Like he's always topping in Yu-Gi-Oh, so he's coming to Vanguard. He's trying to take our spots and everything with his luscious hair.
Trying, man. We're trying.
But yeah, man, he flips it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please comment, subscribe. Please feel free to chime in, give us some insight on what you guys think. You know what I mean? Always looking for that good criticism or the bad criticism. Hey, we all trolls at some point, right? All
Clean this up later.
right.
Yeah.
All right, Crow out.